MakingStarWars.net.
Hey, YouTube.gov. I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net. This is my ghostly friend, Orange Julius. Hi,
Anyone
Orange
seen
Julius.
a ghost?
How's it going, Orange Julius?
Yeah, not only am I the imagination killer, I killed myself.
Hey, there you go.
just with my sour, dapper, cynical attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Jason, no one has seen anyone as cynical as me ever. Like I am.
It's pretty much true. It's pretty much true.
There's me, Larry David, then me.
Yeah.
That's
I actually saved that picture. I still haven't got to finish the newest Lord of the Rings episode, but I have to show you because that guy from that new Lord of the Rings show, I mean, he looks like Larry David to me. I don't know if he's supposed to be like Gandalf or if he's Sauron or what. I don't know, but he's a magic man, right? But this magic man,
in a just world, there'd be a bunch of VHS tapes giving us Gandorf, and it's just like Dorf playing golf as a wizard.
Steven Dorff. Yeah. Look, doesn't that look? Wait, doesn't that look just like fucking Larry David as a wizard?
Looks more like John Glover, right? The guy who played Lionel Luthor in Gremlins 2, and remember he was, I'm typing.
Yeah, I see Larry David and fucking
John Glover.
I see homeless Larry David. That's what I see. But anyway,
I see the guy who played Donald Trump in Gremlins 2. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, right, yeah. But okay, so up front, we got like a little baby scoop, and it's an Indiana Jones story, and I got it doubly confirmed, and that's that Karen Allen is in Indiana Jones 5. But right, I know it's a kind of like in a way it's a given, but in a way it's not. We had been speculating for the last couple of months. What if it takes place after her death? She doesn't appear to be on the main adventure, so like, what's the involvement? We don't know. We don't know what the angle is. But we know that the movie appears. Well, the first start is in the 40s, and it's Indiana Jones, like back in the day. I don't know if she's in that stuff. Maybe she is. Maybe she's not. Probably not, though, considering that when they meet each other after World War II, she has Mutt and all that stuff. So probably not. And then we get to the real start of the movie in 1969. So I'm going to guess that she's there and she's a part of Indiana Jones's retirement ceremony where he gets the clock. So, but then I don't know. I don't know why she doesn't end up.
And then
on
she does the
adventure.
Marilyn Monroe. She does the Marilyn Monroe on him, right?
What, like with a
Mr.
thing blows up?
Indiana.
Oh no! Happy birthday!
Yeah, she does that to him. Right?
And then he's like, "It's not my birthday. You have dementia, Marion. Marion, go home. You're not up for this adventure."
He's like, "I love you, Jeff Bridges." You're like, "Wrong movie, wrong movie."
Yeah,
that's Scrooged, right? All the fucking films. Right?
Are you the Star Man? No, I'm not the Star Man. Karen Allen.
Yeah.
Oh man, Karen Allen. But but she's in it, dude. So that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad because I'll be honest, I don't want to sit here and shit talk Karen Allen. I don't think it's her fault, but her character was not handled properly in the last Indiana Jones movie. That's my big critique of it. You know what I mean? People get mad at monkeys and aliens and all that. I'm like, nah. Karen Allen driving a car like this and stuff is the shit that shit eating grin the whole time. That's what didn't.
Let's be honest though. If you or I made a movie and the biggest complaints coming out of our films are all the monkeys and aliens, I think we did our job.
Yeah, good point, man. You know what? Good work, Lucas and Spielberg, because fucking people are about the monkeys and the aliens. Yeah, you rocked that shit. That is the best point you've ever made in your whole fucking cynical life, Rob.
Yeah, well, I that's why I said last day, my work is done here.
I'm stealing that from you. I'm adopting that as my mantra. Tyrant says, pretty sure it's going to either be Gandalf or Radagast. From the importance level, it seems they are making it seem like he is Sauron, but highly doubt it. So Gandalf is next logical choice. Radagast. Yeah, I don't know anything.
Is Radagast the one that had all that bird shit on his head with the Cousin Eddie hat? in the Hobbit movies. Remember, there's a guy who wore a Cousin Eddie hat covered in bird shit. That I was like, am I seeing this? Like, am I seeing this? And I had to look to I have a British friend, Fabian from England, and I looked at him and I'm like, this for fucking real? Like, he's like, it wasn't in the book, mate. I'm like, all right, okay, 48 frames per second. Here we go.
Yeah, Radagast Star Wars. Yeah. How about I was thinking that's who it was, and to me, not knowing anything about anything, I think that's the more interesting story. If Sauron has been defeated in the past and doesn't have his memory and doesn't really know who he is, and then is living amongst these people, and then essentially comes back to the conclusion in some way that he's Satan or whatever he's supposed to be in that universe. I don't know. That sounds fun, but I still haven't watched the third one. But I did watch that last Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones. And boy, that shit got good. The first two sucked. The last two have been fucking pretty rocking. I'm all about it. But Will says, yeah, that is Radagast. I don't know how you spell that shit. He is in the Lord of the Rings, just not the Hobbit.
He is in the Hobbit movies, right? Because he has that.
Is he?
Bird shit hat.
Yeah, like I said, I left after they watched Dishes for 45 minutes and never went back to it. I don't think I ever will. Tyrant says, him also being the nature-loving wizard and being a part of the halflings, being so nature-based in their entire makeup from their backstory for their aesthetic. Okay. Fucking nerds.
Shitter's full.
Shitter's full, man.
He has a Cousin Eddie hat in that movie. It's crazy.
Yeah, but we
got like SCTV's movie of the night, The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. How comes Rick Moranis and that other guy, Dave Thomas, not the Wendy's Dave Thomas, the other Dave Thomas.
Wait, you're literally the only person I've seen who didn't like the first two episodes of the House of the Dragon. Yeah, I didn't like the first two, but I love the last two. The first two.
It's my fault. I've been slowly killing Jason's imagination over the last year. So.
I mean, the first two episodes of that show, were just exposition, and then now I think it was sort of, they were like, let's do this, and then we can just get fucking past it and not have a bunch of exposition after that. So I'm appreciating that now. Ultimately, though, I would have just appreciated the first two episodes of the first four episodes all being sort of combined into two episodes, with all of that pertinent information being relayed as the stuff in the the third and fourth episode happened. But hey, that's just armchairing. But we're past it now, and I'm liking the last two. So it got where it needed to be. To the last two episodes have been at the quality of the actual original show for me. So
Sauron Jason, if you replace the third episode with the term the sixth episode, you now describe my take on Obi-Wan.
Oh. Okay.
Right? We just cut out all that other shit and get on with the fucking point of the story. Yeah. We got ourselves a winner.
Well, because I've been rewatching Game of Thrones, and when you rewatch it, you start to see all of the foreshadowing and little things that were dropped in the first episodes that pay off in the back end of the show and stuff. And then so it's really well done on that level. There's a lot of intent and stuff, but there was so many interesting characters to hang out with. And this show, it's a girl, her uncle, the king dad, the hot friend. Let's go. And so you're kind of okay,
honestly, it sounds like J.J. Abrams' take on Gilligan's Island.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm on fire today, Jason. Today's my day. I do better as a ghost, don't I?
Yeah, there's kind of a coastal theme to some of it too. People are getting eaten by crabs and shit. It's pretty fun.
Okay, yeah, JJ would do that.
JJ would definitely do that on his Gilligan's Island.
He had a bad experience with crabs once. I don't want to say what that was.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on a couch. You don't know. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
That's what happens when Carrie Fisher's on your bucket list. Will Morgan says, yes, bird shit guy with Cousin Eddie hat is the Lord of the Rings book, but the Hobbit movie, it's deep track fanfare. Okay. Yeah, you guys have
I don't know
officially
what that
lost
meant.
me. I don't know. Everybody's officially lost
Was he
me now.
confirming or not confirming? Okay.
Will's, hey everybody, Will's back. That's all I know. Will just did a fucking J.J. Abrams reboot mid chat after that.
Yeah.
But after Game of Thrones season 8, I welcome the exposition. Laugh a lot. Yeah, I could see that. I still don't even I don't love the last season of Game of Thrones, but I also probably disagree with the majority of the reason that a lot of the people hate it. Like
I'll tell you what though.
A lot of people wanted the hero's journey to come out of that, and I'm like, this hasn't been a hero's journey story the whole fucking time for the most part. It plays with it, but then it red weddings it.
It subverts. It is game of subversion since the first fucking episode.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially the last season, but the first season and the first season. But when it comes to exposition, man, I side with Chris McQuarrie. Like, he's like, hey man, just give him the fucking info. It's broccoli. Eat the broccoli, and then give me the brownie later. Don't fucking mix the broccoli with the brownie. People like to put exposition over like fun shit, so in the middle of a chase sequence they're saying we gotta get to the map and then we gotta do the thing, and you're just like, this is so fucking annoying. Like, I just want to enjoy the cool shit. So I would rather they all put the exposition where it is, and then give me the fucking stuff.
See, it's like in that instance though, that ends up truly in this kind of story being the Phantom Menace way. That's where you end up with your opening crawl mentioning trade routes. And
yeah, but he doesn't have to fucking sit there and have everything delivered like it's I was doing it through my nose.
But that's also what this one does. Is it's like, but my lord, the trade routes, will lose them, and it's like,
I haven't watched either one of these fucking things. So I can't speak to the shows.
And I'm down with it in both shows, for the record, though. Hey, you know what?
I'm watching
compromise, but
Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Die. And you should be lucky because we've been in the last battle now since episode 70 something, and we're approaching episode 100. Like out of 100 episodes, 30 have been dedicated to one battle, and I'm telling you, even I'm like, all right, guys, you got to trim this up. Like, this is ridiculous, But I'm too far in it. I gotta stick with it, Jason.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
I can't quit now.
No, you're like 30 episodes into a battle. You got to see how it ends, unless it's like another 200 episodes. But
no, that's still. Then I have to. The further it goes on, the more I'm committed to watching it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. But yeah.
Right. Wow.
This is why I really appreciate Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Jason. They really kept it. They kept it all tight.
Rick says, not enough dragons in my dragon show. They're doing pretty good. There were some pretty good dragon moments so far.
It's called House of the Dragon, not House of Dragons.
Well,
that's the slang everyone else has come up with.
When I was watching the first two, I was imagining I was like a real like catty reviewer, and I was like, House of Dragon, because this thing is dragon. Yeah, that's how I felt about it. But
somehow I missed that one. I'm actually impressed, Jason.
Yeah, but after that, it really picked up, and now it's it's all about fucking your niece, and you're like, oh, Game of Thrones is back, because that's what that shit kind of show's about. Seth Nico says, I didn't mind where everything ended up. I just wish it wasn't rushed. Yeah. I agree with you there. Like, that's where it didn't need to. We didn't really need to run out and wrap this bitch up. It wasn't like everybody's like, whoa, I'm getting tired of this, let's get out. It definitely didn't need to. Like, the actual
the guys making it felt that way.
Yeah, well, because they had a lot of money on the table they had to go pick up. So it was either Star Wars cash or Netflix cash, and they, hey. Yeah.
Have they done anything with that money? They got a Netflix deal. What has come of that fucking deal? Like,
I'm gonna guess they probably got like a Brian Epstein Island or something out of it. I don't know what people do with that amount of money, but
like,
Yeah, I don't know
Like
if
they
they've
would have
even.
had that Star Wars series probably appearing now. What
Oh
have
yeah,
they
but it would have
gotten
been
out
out
of
by
this?
now. Yeah.
They've done nothing with that deal. Like they just took money and
Well, I don't know all.
man, I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
man.
I don't know all of the ins and outs of the how the like a lot of those deals for like the really powerful people. Like I don't really know what they were in total. But like J.J. Abrams had like a big one with the streaming service and never even delivered anything.
Yeah.
And pretty sure he got paid for it. And so it might be like you get paid and then you got to deliver someday. But whenever, like, I don't know how open that shit is. So it may have been a really good fucking thing where it's like, yeah, sure, give us the cash. But I have no idea, man. And like, was it worth it for nerd culture or whatever? Definitely not. But once again, I don't blame them. I say take that fucking
Say
money
what
and
you
run.
want. Say what you want about the tenets of social. No, say,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, it's a big Lebowski moment. But at least it has an ethos. But say what you want about Matt and Trey. At least those fuckers produce, bro. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like they get a
Mm-hmm.
deal, they make shit. They make shit.
Oh yeah,
I was like, after COVID, I'm like, I don't want to sit through this COVID wars thing. Fucking brilliant. Like, so
yeah.
good. And I only watched it because you were like, you got it. I'm like, really? You're like, yep. I'm like, oh, man. All right. I'm glad I did. So,
Yeah, my only like actually like I like the things that they've done for Paramount. My only thing about it is once again is they are really bloated episodes. Like those could have been episodes of the TV show that were just really well done, like classic episodes pretty much, like a 2 or 3 parters or whatever. But instead it's like one joke that keeps going, but they're good. I mean, those guys never do anything awful. Even like when it's not working great, it's still like still entertaining, you know?
you know, even the stuff people didn't like, they come back 2 years later and go, it's actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
so I always give people, like, when it comes to comedy, I'm like, you know, it's from pretty smart, fucking entertaining folks.
Mhm.
Maybe a year from now, I'm going to really enjoy this. So I always come back, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, because it's like with those guys, like those guys have done such a good job about making you happy in the past and giving you that little dopamine hit of joy that when you really miss it, it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to deliver it to you in the concentration that you like, but it's still that same thing. Like
Right.
and that's why like yeah, comedy with expectations is usually not a good thing, I think.
My only thing with South Park is I wish they'd go back and make Wendy Testaberger evil. Remember when
Mhm.
she fired the substitute teacher into the sun because Stan had a crush on her? Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
she
Yeah.
framed her for like they had the Taliban send her. And yeah, that's the Wendy I want back. Bring back
Yeah.
that one.
Tyrant says the difference for me is that in the Phantom Menace, the trade routes seemed like a scene that needed to be scrapped. Most notably, how the dialogue was delivered. Here in House of the Dragon, it used a key moment between two people. Yeah, but once again, I actually think it's important to both. I mean, it's exactly like what is the cost? What is the catalyst of our problem? So it doesn't even matter if it's a trade route. They could make it whatever they want as far as I'm concerned, functionally.
Right.
But
But if
the thing about it is in this show, it comes up again, and when it comes up again, it's like, would it have been cheap if when it comes up during like the actual oh shit, this is why it's not going to work moment? Would that have been bad? And I tend to think not. I tend to think just like oh, we're learning that there's more complications to these actions in that moment would have had the same power for me but they wanted to seem like they weren't just springing it on you. I think that's why it's mentioned earlier, but it's also delivered sort of slow, and so you're like, okay, I fucking get it, and then it's not
look,
pertinent to the moment
you can't
for me.
underestimate how George choosing to go with some of the shittiest animatronics and the worst alien voice ever put in a Star Wars film help fucking ruin any of that
I think
stuff.
it's very on. I think it's like
No,
yeah
it's not good.
yeah.
No, I don't do
I think it's culturally sensitive.
it.
You know, and
I mean, it's like I yeah, man. It didn't help. It was a hard. I had to go. I didn't even. I was like, you know, you're right. It's not good. It just sucks because when you see the concept art for the Nemodians, and they're like Anunnaki gray aliens. You know what I mean? Like it's so, with gold and it's like, had that CGI been done right, you know, with
You
some
you
you know,
haven't memed them. They haven't become memeable in your brain yet. They are actually pretty hilarious. And I love them. I wouldn't change a fucking thing about them. And my favorite line of the
yeah,
Clone Wars is when Newt Gunray screams at somebody, "This is a miscarriage of justice." They're just fucking ridiculous, like fucking beings. And I don't know. My I like them in Phantom Menace though. I don't like when they decided, oh, maybe that's not really the best voice for these guys. And then he's just like, magnetize, magnetize. Like they just made them like dopey voices after that. It's a little bit weird. But that's George Lucas for you. Consistency is not a thing, is it?
well, it's
It's
my fault.
it's your fault. What'd you
I'm
do?
always telling him what he should do.
Oh.
He listens.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you know, you should you should make a character that looks just like a Twi'lek, but she can't be a stripper, so don't make her a Twi'lek, and then make her the hero of the Clone Wars. And he did it, and I was like, oh shit, he listened to me. I don't know why would you listen to me, George?
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's what you
and he
said.
went and did it.
Did
It's
it.
ridiculous.
Will's talking to Tyrant. He's all I remember is that they didn't put him in Lord of the Rings, even though he had a three sentence part, like a paragraph, and then inserted him in The Hobbit with a jackalope sleigh and a much bigger role. What's a fucking jackalope sleigh? That's some Santa
Bro,
Claus. Santa shit.
it's a sleigh ran by rabbits. It's basically what the Easter Bunny does in his free time.
So Mitchell
so
says they are shooting their show right now. I think it's called Three Body Problem. So they got something coming out. South Park will stay strong.
Are they trying to do a Knives Out? Did those fucking clever little fuckers quit a Star Wars film to go and knock off a guy who just made a Star Wars film?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know. It sounds like, I mean, when I hear three body problem, I start thinking of like astral projection or something. I don't know. I have no idea what it is though.
Yeah, it sounds like someone who doesn't know what they're doing trying to knock off a Knives Out.
Terrence says they are allegedly in deep working on 3 projects: The Remembrance of Earth's Past, Three Body Problem, adaptation of the novel The Overstory, and The Chair, directed by Amanda Peet.
So nothing anyone's ever going to remember. All right.
No, definitely not worth really leaving Star Wars for, unless it was for hundreds of millions of dollars, which case do it. Anunnaki gray aliens. I love this show. Yeah. God, I was laughing at that thing I sent you yesterday. I'm pretty sure this person they went and they like tweeted the Queen will die, and they just put like a date range of every date and then tweeted it all out and then deleted all of the other dates except for the day she died. And then
Clever.
and yeah,
such
and
a
then
Trumpian thing to do.
yeah, it's good. I mean, it's funny, you know, but supposedly, like, what is it? I think it's next week. They're supposed to announce the aliens. See here, wait.
Well, Jason, that's too early. November's right around the corner. We know those aliens are coming through a caravan, you know, right before the election. So
on 2/4/22, Queen Elizabeth II will die on September 8th, 2022, and then she did. And then one day ago, this Friday, September 16th, 2022, at 11 a.m. Central Time, I will be broadcasting a remarkable video in which the world will finally be introduced to an advanced alien species known as Orcanians.
it's Mork from Orc, dude.
Mork from Orc.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you sent me Mork. And
yeah, that's why I was like, we doing the orcs? Like, we really doing this? Like, all right.
And I wrote back, Nanu and improved. So I think we did it. I think we solved it. But Disney's Seth says the official Disney account tweeted out an Ahsoka pic from D23. By the way, it isn't high res though. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, why would they go and show the pictures on the screen and then like let us take pictures of that, not just release like the photos? Like, I have pictures of every single thing from Disney from that day, You know what I mean? Like every like Mary Poppins prop and all that stuff sent to my email, like, but not those. The only thing I want to see in all of it. It's really strange. They're like, oh, we don't want you to be able to see anything in the pictures. We don't want you to figure anything out.
That makes
They're
sense.
they're so stupid
It's that
about
paycheck,
secrecy.
man.
You know,
Yeah.
tyrants. I don't think Paycheck would even understand that stuff. But I just think it's Lucasfilm doing their stupid thing of let's keep everything ambiguous so that way everybody's surprised and then will love whatever we do. When in reality, people get ideas in their heads, and then once it's not the idea that they have in their head, they can't take what you've done, and they don't accept that. Strange. Tyrant
Most of the
says,
Marvel shows.
yeah, you can't post
I
and
love
delete
them.
because it leaves a record. If they were smart, they would have private posted and deleted as needed, like most game leakers do. Okay.
If they were smart, they called them the Orkians. Come on, these aren't smart people. We're not dealing with smart people here. Right?
You know what, Rob? I feel like us getting out ahead of this. This is gonna be the time it's real, and we're something real dumb. Like, look at these two guys making fun of the great prophet Twitter bot. I don't know what his name is, but anyway, King Chris says, talking about the Anunnaki from Nibiru. Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
That's exactly what they are. Go look at the concept art from fucking the Phantom Menace and go read Chariots of the Gods, and then you'll see exactly what Lucas did.
man. I was when I first became single, I dated a girl for a while. She was super rad, and then it was just kind of like obviously like not gonna be like anybody I stayed with because it was the girl I was with right after. You know what I mean? You know how that goes. But the other day, she texted me and she's like, "Do I look like a Palladian in this picture?" And we never talked about that shit ever. And I was like, man, why does life have to do this shit to me? That was clearly the person I was supposed to meet at a different time, but it's the way it goes. Lego fan.
Look,
Oh, hey, George.
Jason. Look, I gotta,
George.
I gotta
Wait, George,
this,
are we gonna do one of our sit down storage where you help me with all my problems?
No.
Oh.
So, yeah. Oh, so Linda, she once told me she was a Palladian, and that really kicked things off. You know what I'm saying?
You weren't listening, George. She said that she was playing at the Palladium. You weren't listening.
Yeah, the Pirates of Palladians.
Stupid. So dumb.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I just want everyone to know when we couldn't afford to make the Nemodians Anunnaki, I just said make them Chinese.
Oh no, George! Oh, no. Get out of here, George!
What are you doing, man? Can't do that. Can't come out here and
you can't do that, George. Says Luke is pretty much guaranteed for Ahsoka. Dave said in an interview that he's a story idea of how they met. Yeah, I saw that too, and I kind of have the opposite reaction to it. But I hope you're right, because it would be fun if you're right. But I felt like him saying that was like, I haven't presented that. I know how it happens, but I felt like that was him sort of saying, but we're not getting that here.
Everyone says he's guaranteed. Needs to go back to when Book of Boba Fett was pretty much guaranteed to have insert fucking Django, insert young Boba, insert Mace, insert the Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees in Star Wars.
But there was one guarantee, and that was that the Khaleesi was going to be in it.
Look, it didn't even have Boba Fett in an episode, so there's just no guarantee.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, today's my day, Jason. I'm on fire.
Today you didn't. Lego fan says, how big of a role is Sala playing in Indiana Jones 5? You know what's kind of funny was the sources who told me about Marion were like, do you want to know? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to know. You crazy? Yeah, I want to know. Tell me. And they were like, but they knew about Sala, and they had like stuff about Sala being in it. But I honestly don't know. But based off of what we know of the film and the location shooting, I'm gonna think that Sala is like going to be like, it's gonna help with something. He's gonna like be like a pass, like a Dan Aykroyd but maybe a little bit more important. And Dan Aykroyd in Temple of Doom, like he's going to be a rite of passage to something. He's gonna help him, and it's going to be like a happy reunion in the sense that like they miss each other, or he misses his friend, but it's like, and then now he has to go do this other thing. But would be cool if Marion and Sala are in those flashbacks and they're young. I mean, that would be neat too. I would not
You
be
know,
mad if
I
that happened.
when I was fan casting my Superman idea back in 95, 96 for the Will Smith Superman movie, I wanted
Mm-hmm.
Dan Aykroyd to play Perry White just so he could read off all the history of all the alien shit, alien UFO
Mm-hmm.
crashes. Because I'm like, only Dan Aykroyd could read that off with
Oh yeah,
authority and zaniness. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like, yeah. And the way he reads off all that lore in Ghostbusters, no one could do that better
No, there's
than
an
Dan Aykroyd.
exuberance behind the words when he says that stuff. He's happy to say it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my excuse.
Also, I knew he'd be able to read the line to Will Smith, Clark Kent, when he tells him, you're from the streets, like,
Oh no.
yeah, when he puts him on the street beat, like, yeah.
Andy says, "Sorry, I'm late. What's going on with Karen Allen? She's in the new Indiana Jones movie. It was rumored. It was assumed. It was people wondered. I tell you, she's in it. She will be in it. And my assumption is that she's in the beginning stuff with Indy's retirement, but we don't actually know. I didn't get any like deep story information
She's
from
married to Willie
source.
Scott.
Oh no. Well, I mean, oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Tyron says,
oh, no.
oh yes. Everyone needs to actually. They're actually in a weird 1969 cult kind of thing with Short Round. They all living off the land and each other.
Scientology, Indiana Jones versus Ron L. Hubbard.
Yeah, there's this video on going around on Reddit of like a teacher and a student riding a bull.
Sorry,
And,
L. Ron Hubbard.
And the student is just going to town on that teacher. But I was like, that's a pretty good Short Round move. Everyone needs to go back to when Boba Fett was guaranteed to have cohesive storytelling and not feel like Lucasfilm making their own B movie version of Mando. I'll take that. Will says, "Hey George, is it true what the conspiracy theorists say? Anakin is named after the Anunnaki, which actually means Skywalker." Oh shit! When I was reading through those Russian documents about UFOs and shit like that, man, I gotta say, I think George Lucas read that shit because that shit was pretty on about 2012, and so was George Lucas. Hey, Star Wars Big, how's it going? How are you? Lego fans. So Marion and Sala are back, but not Mutt. I don't think Mutt's gonna be back. I think we're gonna. I think Mutt's gonna be in. I think Mutt's gonna be in.
The character named Mutt is shooting dogs, Jason.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Let's think about that.
She was shooting Mutt. Technically, Mutt was shot, just not for Indiana Jones. So, yeah. Meg says Lavalette Skeleton Crew might be 4 episodes with 4 Mando ones inserted in there. Yeah, that's true.
Jason, look, I'm not proud of this, but in our original treatment for the 5th Indiana Jones film, I had Mutt go off and become an adult filmmaker, and because cameras, and they were really supposed to be called smut films.
Smut films.
Yeah, but Steven didn't like it.
So on Meg's Discord the other day, yesterday, Ahsoka's turned up and was talking about like casting stuff for Acolyte. I was a little bit confused by it. I know that's where I'm a little bit like, what's going on here? This doesn't.
They're in
what's
league
happening
with Meg now.
But I was like, Meg, was that released on your thing? Did they put that anywhere else?
Yeah.
I can't seem to find it.
I was on Reddit all day. I didn't see it. So, I mean, I have really nothing else to do here. Just a kid, residuals, and Reddit. So,
okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
So yeah, they said there's been some they said there was a character named Nova, I don't know, Phallus Moses from Game of Thrones. And her.
Oh,
And so
pretty.
it makes us it's from Diz Insider. Is Diz Insider the one that always has everything wrong? Or are they the ones that don't? One of them is really fucking off. Like,
yeah.
And then one of them is
one of those is Rick's.
Wait, hold on. You know what? Okay. Yeah. I think the Diz Insider is probably not the wrong one. No, they're not it. So I have no idea anything about them. But so they went and they said and then they have another kid, and his name is Charles Tahan. Charles Tahan Solo. That little fucker.
Yeah, he fits the Hollywood type.
Yeah, he does.
Bee-stung lips. Mullet.
And then there's a lady named Francia.
Jason,
I don't know.
I know. Rick told me once that Rick told me once that the template for most of Hollywood is somewhere in between Tom Welling and Cillian Murphy, and I can't unsee it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see. So it makes sense. I heard it from Masokas, but did a bit of digging and brought up Diz Insider. Okay, there we go. So let's make sure I'm crediting the right people and all that jazz.
This is fascinating. Well, I'm gonna get back to eating sugar because I'm a diabetic. All right, bye.
Okay, bye, George. Bye, George. Tyrant says my leaked sources. I trust are Jason that and that one random Brazil site that leaks a ton of shit out of nowhere.
Bolsonaro.
What is that?
It's the fascist ruler of Brazil.
Oh,
in his free time, he puts out Star Wars leaks. You know.
Well,
I think everyone has a hobby, Jason.
If you have to be under a fascist dictatorship, I mean that's kind of the best one, maybe. If you can call the best one.
No, Jason. Someone say fascist.
Oh no.
No, but red hats here, Jason.
Oh no, it's MAGA Santa.
Oh, yay! MAGA Santa!
MAGA Santa. Poor Santa's not here to defend himself.
Want to go on a witch hunt, Jason? Oh! All right, it's enough, Santa.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Enough, Santa. Yeah.
It's too much, Santa. What are you doing?
Man. Yeah, I was on Star Wars Santa show yesterday with Meg. It was a pretty good time. Definitely a pretty good D23 assessment was made, I'd say.
I like it when Meg drops this subtle shade on Santa and he doesn't know she made fun of him. That's my favorite. Shit happens and I could hear her, like, I could almost hear the smirk on her face. And I'm like, ooh, I know that smirk. That's my smirk. I love it. But she's British, so she can maintain bearing. And I would just laugh my ass off.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at my own joke.
I'm a Jackie Martling.
Yeah. Woohoo! Oh no.
Woohoo!
Yeah. This is a joke, man. Star Wars makes us Rob sounds like Santa, but 3 beers in. Santa 3 beers in.
We all know Santa just drinks liquored up nog. Meg, come on. 3 nogs in.
3 nogs. Make Toydarian's flight gracefully again. All right.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, though.
It's a stretch. MAGAs blame all the conspiracies on Toydarians, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Did you see that that video that's out there of them with all of them moving the boxes, like onto a private plane?
Oh, from April.
Yeah, I was like laughing when I was watching that. I was like, you guys could even do that in secret.
And he walks out with it too, so he can't even say he didn't know. It's like at this point, you're just like, it feels like a Key and Peele sketch where you're looking at the prosecutors like, you gonna do something now? Nah, he's white, can't do it.
No.
He's got money too? I definitely can't do it. I mean, if he was poor, we could, he's got a plane and he's in Florida.
He's like if you took that kid from The Toy and mixed them up with Joffrey from Game of Thrones. You don't want to deal with that. You just don't want to deal with that.
That is the second toy reference I heard today, Jason. Someone brought the toy up on Campia show.
Oh, really?
And I was like, that was when I first got the idea that Spider-Man could be a black man.
Yeah,
because of Richard
yeah.
Pryor walking out. Yeah, and I only saw Spider-Man as Richard Pryor for the longest time.
I was one of those Spider-Man pajamas as a kid, man.
Yeah,
But never got them.
we were poor, Jason. We couldn't get those.
And a race car bed. Star Wars Make says Santa comes once a year to empty his heavy sack. It's true. It's true.
It's slow hanging fruit, but I'll take it.
Wait, is this a joke without the punchline? Andy says, "What did Anakin tell Sebulba again when he was choking out Jar Jar?" Oh, wait, Chesco Sebulba? Is that what he says? Is that what you're asking? When he says Slimo and all that shit. Wonder Wheel. Wonder. I don't even know
Wonder Wheel. Wonder Wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And it dies. No Wonder Wheel. No Wonder Wheel. Yeah. I like when the kid says he wants them, and Ned Beatty's like, can we do that? I think we could do it. Can we do that?
Have you ever seen the movie that it's based off of, like the French film?
Yeah.
Is it good? I've never seen it. And
It's a French film. It's like a 60s French film. Yeah, with that Louis Truffaut thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember. I did watch it though. I was not. It's not. A lot, French cinema isn't something you go, oh, that's amazing. It's like an experience.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's fair. Andy says, Rob, would you rather have a slice of pizza with Ben Affleck or Boss Nass's Jester?
I don't even. Boss Nass has a jest. Affleck.
I think he means Jar Jar. Does he mean Jar Jar? Is that what's that? Is that a euphemism for Jar Jar Binks?
Oh, is that?
These are the kind of questions that we have to.
Yeah, I'll have a slice of pizza with Ben Affleck any day you want, and we won't talk about Batman because I could care less.
We'll talk about Rick McCallum. So, hey, what do you think about that guy who produced Star Wars movies?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Fuck that guy, man.
He's like, just a glorified line producer, all right?
Okay, still mad about it and shit. Still like he table flips, chain smokes it. We go to Dunkin' Donuts and hash it out.
Yeah, I don't pay much attention to that, like to the celebrity shit. But it occurred to me later on. I was like, he got back with Jennifer Lopez. So that had to have brought back a bunch of like shit that like made him mad and led to their like split or whatever, like played into it. So it's probably like guarding against it mentally, and like he's like, I'm gonna get that guy. Like in his head, he wants to get that guy. Mm-hmm.
Now you know why whenever we bring up the prequels, I go right back to talking about the army. Because like it's like they're intrinsically tied. There's just no way I cannot that was thinking that was it. I was there for that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I would have deserted when that Phantom Menace trailer came out. I would have had to have seen that shit. Will Morgan said, I thought about it. Rob Santa is the Muppet Swedish Chef with an American accent. King Chris
That's
said,
just the Swedish Chef.
If I had
human hands
pizza with Ben Affleck, I want to talk about reindeer games. Yep, the old reindeer game.
Okay.
All right, hold on. This is Star Wars Meg on her Discord wrote, is Santa's wife named Chimney because he loves to come down her even though it's a tight fit? Yep.
I was specifically told to never bring that up, but I'm glad Meg did.
Our buddy Star Wars Santa has a channel that's like his like Santa Claus channel, and it's called Coming to Town. And it was I had to really be a big boy on his show. I was like,
it was his PayPal address. Jason, remember we said, where do you send your money? It was Coming to Town, and I was like, are you fucking with me? Like, come on, man.
Then at the strip club, he's like, he's not doing dollar bill. He's PayPal. What's your email, girl? PayPal. But yeah, you know what, Meg? I want to give it a second read because it was that good.
Turns out that white beer is because Santa goes down on Frosty's wife.
Santa's wife's named Chimney because he loves to come down her even though it's a tight fit. Yeah. Hopefully he's too busy.
I did not say that
episode.
I did not see.
I mean,
I didn't say that. Just want to be very
I don't
clear.
know if it's in the like lore that Santa has children, but this one does. So this one fucks. I'm just saying, you gotta think about it. Santa fucks because he's got kids.
This
So
one.
this one fucks.
I got to go back and rewatch that scene in Jingle All the Way and see if any of those other ones, you know,
The
whole
Santa that me and
warehouse of
Meg
Santas.
hangs out with, yeah, he fucks. He said Star Wars Theory has a biggest fetish for Rick McCallum. Just watch his behind the scenes video of the prequels. It's unhealthy. Hey, whatever helps him get off.
So
Um,
dense. So dense,
I want to
Jason.
talk about Gone Girl. Hey, you and
Theory's
guess
so
what?
dense.
You got the
He's
part. Yeah,
so dense.
your Dave Filoni Jr., your Filoni SD is a little Rick McCallum-y. Will Morgan says, oddly enough, it's also the name of Santa's OnlyFans. Exactly. It's definitely.
Look, once you're at Lucasfilm for any indeterminate period of time, you're gonna eventually sound like Rick McCallum. Like that's start wearing cowboy hats, you know.
I think this Christmas, once we get into the holiday season, we should have everybody who's like a channel member post like their like list from Santa of like the one thing that they want from Santa, and then we should have him on and read it to him. I think it'd be a good time. I think it would be a really good time. Yeah, unless you guys all let me down. If you guys all let me down and make it dumb, then. But if you guys, I believe in you guys. I think you guys can make it cool. But yeah, so we got Geely 2 just started filming. Yeah. Oh, Meg says I was put on the naughty list when I told Santa about the toys I wanted. You know, so Santa's like, so what does Meg want? She's all, well, Santa, it's double-sided. And he's like, oh, I know what you want. You want the
Jason,
wall.
I had to tell her states' rights, Jason,
no.
to get out of that one.
This Santa doesn't fuck. That Santa's on a watch list right there. But,
yeah.
But anyways, it's getting hot, and I got some stuff to do today, so I think we're gonna call it a show. If any big news happens, I'll jump back on as always. But we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tomorrow, if nothing happens, I'm gonna actually do a deep dive on the trailers now that we have better footage of stuff, and we'll dig into that. I got the 4K trailer thanks to Ahsoka's. Sent it my way, so we'll be able to get really really high res images, to like really break it down. I think that's something that we should definitely do, hopefully on a dead day before Andor hits. We got about 2 weeks until Andor. We're less than 2 weeks now. When's that shit come out? Like 29th or some shit? So we're about 2 weeks
21st.
away. 20. Oh, so 21st? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we got about a week to go. So yeah, tomorrow will be 1 week until Andor. So hopefully
just enough time for Russia to lose the whole war. Like,
I hope so.
Putin to be deposed. Yeah, it's been so fun to watch.
I was talking to my drummer about that. And I was like, because a bunch of like I don't know, like 18 state officials came out against him yesterday, and we're like, dude, we got to do something different here. And then I was like, how many of those 18 are going to get killed? And I guess one from the Arctic got killed last night, fell off a boat or something. So it's like,
oh yeah, just fell off a boat.
Fell off the boat. I don't know if it was like his like Arctic and fucking king of the Arctic. I don't know, the Russian king of oceans. I don't know what he was, but he's dead. But and I'm so confused though about that stuff. Like, is Putin killing them, or is there like a secret league of assassins killing him? Either way, it's cool. Kill them all, I say. Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo. Gotta give some Jason Mewes love. 8 days
Perks
left.
3's out today.
Oh shit!
Today or tomorrow? It's tonight. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'll have
I haven't got my shot yet because they don't get in until this week. I checked, so
yeah,
couldn't go.
I got mine. Didn't really feel any symptoms. Then the very next day, almost 24 hours later, I felt a bit off. And then it lasted about 2-3 hours, and I was fine. So it was actually, for me, wasn't as bad as the other booster shots, for what it's worth. I don't know if that matters, but
none of the booster shots have gotten me. It was just the initial one that got me.
The first COVID shot got you? Okay.
Yeah, that one. I was out for 2 days.
Oh, yeah. That shit. Yeah, the first booster just like wore me out. But 8 days left. Arya, we're almost there. I'm excited. They confirmed at Celebration D23 Expo that was the final trailer we're gonna get. So we shouldn't expect any more trailers, but I am hoping that like some like TV spots with some new scenes or a new clip of a new scene hits. You know, it's possible because they started promoting too early on accident when the date changed. So I'm still hopeful. No, call me a heel figure. Says never. Kind of says nobody from Russia gets killed. They just fall out of windows randomly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's weird.
Just the other day, Putin said that they haven't had a loss of life since February. Hey, dude.
Putin.
Yeah. Putin. Best channel ever. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Outside the Nine. I appreciate that. But anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. Meg, whenever you want to come hang out, lady, you're always invited. Just a heads up, you know. Come hang out with us again. We miss you roasting Santa while he's not here on our channel. And Santa, hopefully Santa could come back next week. Santa's going on vacation this week for a couple of days. He's earned it. But hopefully next week we'll have our Santa back.
The big event's coming up soon, so he's got to take a break, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, this Santa, you know, like I said, Santa
January 6th.
He's got
there.
Oh shit! No, not our Santa. Our Santa's
not our. Okay, we got the good.
Our Santa. Our Santa. He's about love, not war. I think.
Just think, had they taken the shots, more Santas could have been at the Capitol. We could have had a hell of a show, Jason.
Oh man, it was still. I still feel bad about when he was like, COVID's decimating the Santa community, and I was like, because it's sad, but it's funny at the same. Like it's so ridiculous. I never thought I would hear that in my life. You know,
there may have been like an army of Santas showing up to the Capitol that day. You know, with nooses. Like, man. All right.
But anyways, Marian's back. See everyone tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Marian will be back when Indiana Jones 5 hits.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go.
It's not about spaceships.